I want to talk about how Black Friday feels like a made-up holiday that we've created and an event that we've made and we shouldn't have anymore. But then I thought about what are some real holidays that we should get rid of. I'm not even saying replace them on the calendar with some other holiday. I'm just saying eliminate them. We don't need them. Throw them out. And I'm going to agree with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I agree that we should get rid of Columbus Day, and I think we should swap it for Election Day. I think that it's silly to me that, A, we have our elections on Tuesdays, beginning of the week, people work. I don't understand why that is a thing. Why not make it a thing on Fridays? And then B, why not, if you're not going to go that route to put it on Fridays, why not make it a holiday so everybody can do it? We have this meaningless Monday off in October. And then finally, and if you do that, then finally you can get people shutting up about this whole Columbus Day, Indigenous people nonsense. And I'm someone who's commented about this, and I don't even know I should bring it up, but I'm going to bring it up again. Of all things to have a hill to die on, why is it Columbus Day? Like, who cares? Yes, you can talk about all the shitty things that Christopher Columbus did and this, that, the other thing, but it's like, at the end of the day, why are you complaining about this? Why is this such a big problem for you that this one day in October that most people get the day off for? Why does it bother you? So then if you eliminate that day, you don't have to have that conversation anymore. It's out the window. And then we can focus on making Election Day a holiday, because it very well should be. I think that would maybe give you a bump and maybe increase elections. I think that's important to have that. And it's a value you should have that. I went, and this is my fault because I should have early voted, but I went to the ballot on a Tuesday after work at like 5:30 p.m. It was awful. It was horrible. Just imagine if I had all day to do that. Think about it. As some could argue that, being a holiday, more people will do it. The point is, we should do it. Should make it a holiday. Another holiday that's meaningless, Flag Day. Don't turn off the podcast. I love America just as much as the next guy. I love the 4th of July. We did a whole episode about 4th of July parties, Derek and I. I love the 4th of July. So that should be really the only patriotic holiday that matters, other than, of course, Memorial Day and Veterans Day. Those are important days. But Flag Day is the most meaningless day of the patriotic holidays. What is it for? To say, oh yeah, this is the day we got our flag. Okay, man, cool. Do you see any special Flag Day celebrations? And believe me, I'm sure they exist, but do you see a big deal about it? Do people light off fireworks for Flag Day? No, because they burn a flag. I'm glad that Betsy Ross did that. Cool, she gave us a flag, but we do not need a dedicated day to it. It's like having a Statue of Liberty Day. It's a landmark. It's a very important part of our American history, but we don't need to dedicate a whole day to the Statue of Liberty. Which I'm saying that now, before anybody thinks to do it. Don't do it. Stop it. Stop the change.org form. Do not make a Statue of Liberty Day. Get rid of Flag Day and get rid of the fake Statue of Liberty Day. We just don't need them, man. At some point, you gotta draw a line. You gotta say yes to the 4th of July, yes to Memorial Day, yes to Veterans Day. That's it. Nothing else. No flag days. You don't see Founding Fathers Day. Holy shit, that's a great idea. Instead of Father's Day, Founding Fathers Day. Now that's something to think about. Another holiday, Groundhog Day. Other than giving us the great movie with Bill Murray, what has Groundhog Day contributed to society? To really plan our next few months, our few weeks of the early year on whether or not a fat groundhog can see a shadow or not? Come on, people. Why put your faith on whether it's going to get warmer or not on an oversized, chunky chipmunk? Just accept the fact that we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter, whether we like it or not. It could get warmer, but I'm telling you, it's 6 more weeks of winter. It's just going to happen. I think Philadelphia that has this huge celebration for it. What is your point? What are you trying to get at with that? Let's gather this whole town around to get excited about a groundhog seeing a shadow. I had to do some research on this because I had to understand. It's also a Canadian thing. Did not know that. But it's based around the superstition of that. But Germans used a badger for it back in the olden days. This is before we actually could, create weather forecasts and predict our weather this way. We don't need Groundhog's Day. We don't need it. I would say get rid of Valentine's Day, but I have someone who is the love of my life, and I don't want her, on the off chance that she would hear this, I don't want her to think that I hate Valentine's Day. Although I think I've voiced my opinion, I'm not a huge fan of the holiday. I'm sorry. My whole thing behind Valentine's Day is I just don't need an extra day to express to her how much I love her because I tell her every day how much I love her. So, what's the difference here? I get her some chocolate? I could do that any day. St. Patty's Day I will allow. Here's the thing. Here's my rules with holidays we should get rid of. I will never eliminate drinking holidays. And some would say, Jake, you could argue that any holiday is a drinking holiday. That is true. When you are of age, any holiday is a drinking holiday. I firmly stand by that. But I'm not going to get drunk on a Flag Day. I'm not going to get trashed on Columbus Day. Those are just 2 days. I just don't want to do that. So I will allow St. Patty's Day. And I will take all the usual cultural appropriation of St. Patty's Day and the mocking of it. I don't care. Green is my favorite color. I love wearing green, and I love drinking. So I will always keep St. Patty's Day around. I love margaritas. Cinco de Mayo stays. It stays. Drinking holidays will always be here. What's another drinking holiday other than those two? Like a big one that's like commercially. 4th of July. Not only is it the birth of our nation, it's us getting drunk. Just some of the rules. I wish I could think of more off the top of my head. We've also got, as a society, I know it's a funny hashtag to be like National Donut Day, National Hot Dog Day, this, that, or the other thing. But is this every day is a holiday thing? Have we reached that as a society? Is that our peak? I think it is. I think that is the pinnacle of human evolution, where we just say that every single day in the calendar is a holiday. We have our big 3, Halloween. Well, you could argue that Easter is in there, and you could argue New Year's, so you'd have a big 5. But let's be honest, the big 3 are Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, because they're all bam, 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 right after each other. Not every day is a holiday. Keep the important ones. Let's just go down the list. Let's go in chronological order of holidays. So we have New Year's Day, keep it. I mostly say that because everybody needs a day to work off a hangover, and there's going to be either NFL football or college football on all day, and we all should have that time off. Moving on down the list, Martin Luther King Day for America. I think that's an important holiday. I think it's important to look back on what he did for social justice and our civil liberties. He's a very important figure in our history. So yes, we should keep that day. Jump to February. I already know my feelings on both Groundhog Day and Valentine's Day. What is President's Day? That's another. Okay, you know what? I just thought of that. Now that I'm doing it in order, it makes me think of that. That's another patriotic holiday that makes absolutely no sense and we don't need. Get rid of it. It's out. Throw it out. I think people just needed like, okay, this is our quota for federal employees. These are the days that we can give them off. So they went with the bare minimum, and they're like, oh well, let's make up President's Day. Let's make up Flag Day. This is something. I don't know if federal people get off Flag Day, but let's give them that day off. Martin Luther King Day, to me, makes more sense to have off than President's Day. St. Patty's Day is in March. This is what pisses me off. Some years it's in March, some years it's in April, but Easter, it's a holiday that I think is up there with Christmas, birth and resurrection of Christ. I think they're both important holidays, but at the end of the day, make up your mind which one it is. Because I hate that some years it's August or April. Some years it's April. Some years it's March. Figure it out, Christians. Figure it out. April Fool's Day. We don't really need that holiday because, that's just an excuse for everybody to be a jackass. That being said, I have pulled some one or two good April Fool's Day jokes. The whole she's pregnant jokes are kind of overplayed, though. So yeah, we can go without that. Cinco de Mayo, I've already said that belongs there. Memorial Day, of course, belongs. June doesn't really have any holidays other than, oh crap. Mother's Day is in May. Father's Day is in June. Have those days. It's a nice time it's an excuse to spend time with your parents, and I think that we should do more of that. I know I'm very guilty of not doing that. Let's keep going down the list here. I'm only in June. July, 4th of July, obviously. I think that's the only one. August. I don't think August has any holidays worth a note. September, no. There's September 11th. Which, yeah, we should definitely remember those things. And then we go right into October and into the end of the year. New Year's Eve, yes, should be a holiday because you got to get trashed. You got to look at the year behind you and say, you know what? I'm still the same person. It's not a new year. It's not a new me. But let's just get slammered. I like it. It's a drinking holiday. You know my rules. All right, I think I've blabbered on enough and spent way too much of my time complaining about silly things like Black Friday and holidays. You can follow us on Twitter at Loud Opinionated. You can like us on Facebook, Loud and Opinionated. Check out the website, loudandopinionated.com. I haven't mentioned it as much as I did last episode. I'm kind of disappointed. So if you were really trying to play the drinking game, I let you down. But yes, you can get the show. You can get tons of articles. Going to have a big update coming soon. More shows will be coming to loudandopinionated.com. And if you haven't already, subscribe to us on YouTube. We put the episodes up there as well. I also clip them out for you, so each segment has its own dedicated video. So if you don't have the time to listen to a full episode and you want to just listen to one topic, it's right there for you. So yeah, when you do subscribe though, click the bell because that will actually notify you when the videos go up on YouTube, because subscribing isn't enough anymore. You have to subscribe and click a bell to get notified when my videos go live. I think I've touched base on everything. Thank you so much for listening. I hope if you do go out on Black Friday, I hope you're listening to this. I think it's a great travel companion. But if you do go out on Black Friday, please be safe. Please be smart. And I know a lot of you are never going to hurt anybody trying to get an item. But just watch out for the crazies, both on the road and in the stores, because they will definitely be there. And I will be back next week, either Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or just Wednesday and Friday. I'm working out the days. Like I said, for sure it's going to be twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. We'll figure out how that works out next week. And have a great rest of your holiday weekend.